The FBI's day-long search at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate this week, personally approved by Attorney General Merrick Garland, sparked near-universal GOP outrage and allegations of a politicized Justice Department. In the wake of reports that the search was tied to concerns Trump may have improperly taken highly classified White House documents related to nuclear weapons and so-called special access operations, however, Republicans are politically diverging. While some GOP lawmakers acknowledged Friday that a scenario in which Trump withheld nuclear-related documents would be problematic, House Republican leaders are still rallying behind him and suggesting without evidence that President Joe Biden sought to weaponize DOJ against a political rival. Rep. Elise Stefanik, R-N.Y., the House GOP conference chair, accused Biden and his appointees of complete abuse and overreach of their authority in targeting their political opponents, adding that Trump is Biden's likeliest opponent in the 2024 presidential election. But other GOP national security hawks were notably more restrained. As new information emerged about the circumstances behind the FBI search, with still more expected later Friday after Garland moved to unseal related documents, the contrast grew starker between Republicans advancing a knee-jerk defense of the former president and those who are simply calling for additional disclosures from DOJ. Among the senior Republicans acknowledging that it's possible the presence of highly classified information at Mar-a-Lago would be a genuine national security concern was Rep. Mike Turner of Ohio, the top Republican on the House Intelligence Committee. Responding to reports that the documents contained information related to U.S. nuclear weapons, Turner still said his opinion on whether the search was justified depends on what the nuclear information is. Turner said earlier this week that the only grounds for a search of a former president's home would be the existence of a serious national security threat, but he declined to go that far on Friday. You can say nuclear weapons. But there are things that are highly classified. There are things that are not extremely classified, but are nonetheless classified, Turner said, adding that he's skeptical anything that just has the umbrella of nuclear weapons and it would rise to the level of an immediate national security threat. Turner was also one of several Republicans who had lambasted DOJ earlier this week to reorient his criticism from the decision to search Mar-a-Lago to the process the department used. There were many other options available to them. Besides raiding Mar-a-Lago and spending 9 hours there, some Republicans are leaving open the possibility that Trump acted inappropriately. In an interview, Rep. Chris Stewart, Republican Utah, an Intelligence Committee member, said it was important for the panel to glean additional information and acknowledged that mishandling of sensitive classified information would be a serious violation. I mean, if he had actual special access programs, do you know how extraordinarily sensitive that is? That's very, very sensitive. If that were actually at his residence, that would be a problem, Stewart said. But we just don't know that. When you get to compartmentalized classified spaces, it gets more serious, added Rep. McCaul of Texas, the top Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Rep. Fitzpatrick, Republican Pennsylvania, a centrist and former FBI agent, encouraged his GOP colleagues to be responsible and measured right now in how they're responding to the Mar-a-Lago search. Republican leaders also expressed support for rank-and-file FBI agents and condemned Thursday's attack on an FBI building in Ohio. That attack was perpetrated by a man who was at the Capitol during the riot by Trump supporters on Jan 6, 2021. And was reportedly motivated to attack FBI employees because of the search warrant on the former president's residence. On the other side of the aisle, Democrats remained circumspect. Speaker Nancy Pelosi did not yet commit to any congressional investigations, saying she had no more information than was publicly available. But she added that if the nature of these documents is what it appears to be, this is very serious, seemingly referring to reports that the documents were linked to nuclear information. There are laws against the improper handling of this material. There are laws against that. We have to recognize that. The public could learn key new details as soon as Friday, with DOJ moving to unseal the search warrant and some related documents. Trump said late Thursday that he wouldn't oppose its release, but his lawyers have yet to articulate a formal position on the matter in court. Members of the pro-Trump House Freedom Caucus had scheduled an event of their own Friday morning to blast the DOJ moves this week, but later canceled it, citing scheduling conflicts. Olivia Beavers, Nicholas Wu, Sarah Ferris, and Jordan Carney contributed to this report.